I'd like to go across on this point here to Professor Dinesh Rao. Professor Dinesh Rao, as a forensic expert with all the information coming in, your thoughts?
Arnab, first, the very important revelations I want to make is, according to the medical legal document released by the Leelavati Hospital, it confirms that knife was never used in the assault at all. This is the biggest revelations I want to make. The reason
how can you say that? No, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Injuries described on the bodies are lacerations. Lacerations are never caused by the sharp object like that of the knife. Lacerations are always caused by the blunt force. You can see the medical legal document. The lacerations is on the left wrist, left elbow.
1 minute.
And an abrasion on the left elbow, right shoulder, and the right neck.
1 minute. Professor Rao, can I be on air on top left? One sec. Professor Rao, for window, top left. Reactions coming in right now. A very, very huge revelation being made by Professor Dinesh Rao, one of India's topmost forensic experts. May I also have, at this point, Satish Maneshinde on the screen, because as a top criminal lawyer, he understands the impact of this statement. Rizwan, everybody looking with great interest on this story as Professor Dinesh Rao, Professor Rizwan Siddique on the bottom right, is making a big disclosure. He says that according to his reading of their medical legal case report, this is not a knife injury. 1 minute, let me repeat here. According to his reading of the medical legal case report, this is not a knife injury. And now he will tell us why he thinks this is not a knife injury. If that is happening, Mr. Maneshinde, the whole case is turning. Now tell us why you feel this is not a knife injury.
Yeah, it's me or no? Yeah, I speak out.
Yeah, please go ahead. This is a very important point.
See, these lacerations, because all the 5 injuries described, even the opinion given by the doctor that he was admitted with the lacerations and bleeding, and then goes with the descriptions of those lacerations. And lacerations can never be caused by the knife. On the contrary, they see the pieces of knives has been described and narration about the knife injuries has been described, but the document speaks about only lacerations. That means it is contrary to their statement from the doctors.
1 minute. Is it possible?
The document speaks about the blood.
Is it possible? Hold your thought. Is it possible that when this case was reported, the deep wound causing a leakage of cerebrospinal fluid with the knife going 2.5 inches almost close to the spinal cord and killing Saif or injuring Saif would have been missed? Maybe they missed that point. Or if that would be the real dangerous wound, would that not have been the first wound which would have been described? Because I don't see in any of this that wound mentioned.
Absolutely, because it contains the depth. They should have a stab injuries always have the length, breadth and depth, but it's only the length has been described, and none of the places the description nature of injury as stab has never been mentioned in any of those 5 injuries. You can read out this.
You're saying a laceration is not a deep incision. 1 minute.
Laceration, absolutely. Incisions are different. Lacerations are different. Lacerations, abrasions, and
can a laceration
are only by blunt force.
No, can a laceration go in 2.5 inches into the spine?
Absolutely not. That becomes a stab. But here, only lacerations. See, all the 5 injuries described in the document in front of you, they are only lacerations. That means to say, knife is never been used.
Viewers, someone come in on this. Document. I need on camera. Get the camera 2 out here. Viewers, I'll show you right now. I will show you right now so you don't believe any of this is being made up. Look at this out here. I have a copy of the medical legal case report. Can we have a zoom in on this, please, viewers? Let me actually come closer. Let me go closer to that jib camera. I want our viewers to see this. See, Shaina, stay on camera. Never doubt Republic, Shaina. Never doubt Republic. Moral of the story. Never challenge Republic's investigation. Here it is written, viewers. I'm reading for you. It says, today, assault by unknown person. Today, 2:30 a.m. while at home in Bandra. Camera 4, go close, please. While at home in Bandra, sustaining multiple laceration, wound and bleeding. Laceration, wound and bleeding. Laceration over left back, laceration over wrist, laceration over side of neck, laceration over shoulder, elbow, abrasion wound. It does not mention any incision wound. This is
incision or stab.
It does not mention stab. Maybe the person who wrote it, I'm giving benefit of doubt, doesn't know the difference between the two things, you think, Professor Rao?
That's another possibility. But in this case, apart from this, the type of recovery and the gait in which he walked out after 5 days doesn't match with the nature and the severity
So then
of
this
the
is-
injury as described by the clinicians.
So then what is this? Then what happens to cerebrospinal, the theory about cerebrospinal fluid oozing out?
Yes, if the cerebrospinal fluid to ooze out, that means to say the vertebra and the underlying dura that has to have been injured, that means there to be a penetrating wound and there should have been an injury to the possible nerves which are consistent or corresponding to that particular spine. In that is the case, there would have been a nerve innervation of that particular muscular area should have been paralyzed.
This is a huge,
That is
huge,
quite
huge
natural.
point.